And it's grid time, everybody. This is what we're going to make. I am going to do the demo with a pen so that you can see it, but you have to do yours with a pencil. You're also going to want a ruler because we want everything to be equal. I'm going to go pretty quickly. This is a 1 1/4 inch grid. So we will have every square being 1 1/4 inch. Again, this is an 18 by 12 piece of paper, which means because we want 8 squares going in the short direction and 10 squares going in the long direction, that will give us final dimensions of 12 1/2 by 10 inches each. I'm going to start by measuring in from one side, and I will take my ruler right here along the edge. A little bit of simple math here. So if I know that this is going to be 12 1/2 inches, and I know that my piece of paper is 18 inches, if I subtract 12.5 from that, what I get is 5.5 inches. But I have to divide that by 2 because I want space here on both sides. That means I need 2 3/4 inches on either the left and the right sides of my piece of paper. I'm going to turn this around so that my 1/8 inch marks are visible. You can barely see those on here, but 1 or 2. Ooh, this is wrong. 2 3/4. So here is 1. Here is 2. 2 1/2. 2 3/4. Just going to put a little mark there, and then coming in from the 18 inch side, that will be 1 2 2 1/2, 2 3/4. All right. Next thing, I need to do the same thing on the top of my piece of paper. So with just a little bit of space here, 2 3/4, 1 2 3/4. And the next thing I am going to do is use my ruler to draw a line to connect those two bits right there. Actually, I'm going to pause, because if I want a 10 inch tall rectangle here, and I know this piece of paper is 12 inches, then that gives me 2 inches, but I have to divide that by 2, so I will come 1 inch in from the top and the bottom of my demo. So if I do that, I line this up so that I can see my 2 dots here. You can't really in the video. You just have to trust me that it's there. I'm going to come in by 1 inch. I'm going to come in by 1 inch. Put a mark there. Draw in between, making sure that my line is perfectly straight. So now I've come in 2 3/4 inches here. I've come in 1 inch there. Come in 2 3/4 inches here, and come in 1 inch there. I need to come over here. This will be easier for you to see, and I will do the same thing. I can just barely see my 2 marks right here. My ruler, I will come in by 1 inch. I will come in by 1 inch. And I'll do this. So now I have 2 of my sides. I can go ahead and connect these dots here, which I will need to do. You know, I've already done the math for you, so that is 12 1/2 inches. That's perfect. But if I want that 1 1/4 inch square, I can come in and start making my very, very, very small and light marks. So come by 1 1/4 inches. This is an 1/8 inch side of the ruler, so that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 of these marks that I come in. And you could count every 10 and put a mark, or you can just measure. 1 1/4 plus 1 1/4 is 2 1/2. 3 3/4 takes me to 5, takes me to 6 1/4, 7 1/2, 8 3/4, 10, 11 1/4, and then 12 and a half takes me right there. That should give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. Now I bring my ruler up here, I just lean over my piece of paper, and I do the exact same thing. Next, what I want to do is measure across here and put a mark, and across here at 1 1/4 inches. 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 5, 6 1/4, 7 1/2, 8 3/4, and 10. That should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And over here, do the same thing. Then I can connect these dots going across from left to right and from top to bottom. Make sure you have 2 fairly wide points on here so your ruler doesn't move as you are creating your perfectly straight line. Also, the lighter your pencil lines, the better. You should barely be able to see them. And there we go. We should have a perfect grid that is 10 squares by 8 squares, where everything is 1 1/4 inch. Every line is perfectly perpendicular, parallel to each other. So this is what yours should look like. If you have any questions, let me know so I can help.